Big shout to okjersey.com. Scan the QR code below and actually go to the link below to get affordable football shirts from all the European leagues, including the English clubs, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all of them, of course, are all there. You can get the current ones, past seasons, and also some absolute gems out there, vintage ones, and actually very affordable football shirts, high quality, like the one I'm wearing right here. It is very simple to get one. Let me show you how. You go to the website. It's very simple. You click on the Premier League, pick the club you want. For me, I pick Newcastle, for example. You go there, you will find all the current ones, training ones as well. You add whatever you want to the cart. Of course, check the sizes, add a patch, add to cart, but also never forget, as it says below, scan the QR code and put the code JUDGE in the checkout to get 8% discount. It's that easy. Just go to the website, check the football shirt you want. You will not regret it. Now, let's get back to our stream.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Of course, after the Champions League, Manchester City beat Real Madrid 2-1 away at the Bernabeu. Manchester City made them look so mediocre. Liverpool, of course, beat Inter to save Arne Slot's job at the San Siro, of course, without the problem, Mohamed Salah. And Chelsea's inquest is starting. I watched the clip this morning between Matisse and Don. One of the best clips I've seen on YouTube, actually. And I know Javon was there. I'm seriously, one of the best clips I've seen. And Arsenal with the depth. Madueke is scoring. By the way, Arsenal yesterday were missing 10 starters, and they still put in a good performance against Club Brugge. And that is when people say, what is the difference between Arsenal and Manchester City? When Manchester City 3 weeks ago, played their bench, we spoke to Kelk, we spoke to Martin, we spoke to all the Man City fans, and they said Pep throughout the game. But Arteta literally played the bench. But we cannot speak about it. Because if we say the Arsenal depth is good, we're glazing Arsenal. If we say the Arsenal depth is good, we're lying. I'm being honest. Because I am tired. I'm so tired. And I'm so tired of this agenda. And I'm so tired. Yesterday, City played good game against Real Madrid. They beat them 2-1. It was good. It was not bad. But I think yesterday, the outstanding thing of the day was Arsenal scoring 18 points out of 18, conceding 1 goal. And the reason why I'm saying this, because just 2 weeks ago, the reason why I chose that game, because 2 weeks ago, Kelk can attest to this. We did a show together. Man City made 7 subs to the first team. And didn't you lose to Bayer Leverkusen at home or something like this, Kelk?
Oh, they subbed all 10. Like the whole lineup was completely
So-
like he played
so
James.
at
He played a
home-
cup lineup like James Trafford
Yeah.
and Oscar.
And
Bob
that is
all
my
them.
point. Wallah al-azim. And I want to be honest with the viewers. I want to be honest with this panel. This is one of my, to be honest with you guys, these guys, the show, we talk out. I love this show now. It's one of my favorite shows on the channel, to be honest. The guys can banter, can talk. But yesterday, I released a video about Arsenal. I said Arsenal are favorites to the Champions League. And the reason why I said that, because of the subs that Arteta made and winning 3-0 away from home. And people didn't like it. People said, no, you're glazing. How am I glazing Arsenal if Man City did the same thing and lost at home? Like, it's the same thing, right? So I'm not allowed to praise Arsenal for actually being the team now to beat. It's very strange. Oh, why don't you do a talk about Inter? I did talk about Inter, my watch along on MHF after I went to the football terrace. And that is my problem with the people. I just wanted to get this out of my system because it was so annoying yesterday. I only spoke the facts about the game yesterday for Arsenal. If you ask anybody, Noni Madueke, Norgard, Martinelli starting, right? People will tell you Arsenal will lose the game, regardless of who they play. But Arsenal won, fair and square. But yeah, we're not. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And by the way, I just want to clear something. Last season, in the same time, I had a video titled Liverpool are the best in Europe. Because Liverpool were top of the table by 15 points from 15. Exact same thing. Liverpool were top of the table at that time. But anyway,
top of the league and top of the Champions League as well. Yeah.
you see that? You know that's what people say. More you defend it. Last season, when Liverpool were top of the Champions League and the league, I said Liverpool were the best. It's actually in my channel, but people just don't want to look. It's on the channel. Because at that time, Liverpool were favorites for the Champions League and the Premier League. Remember that time? But people don't want to like, bro, I don't know. People are just idiots, to be honest.
So let's be honest, man. You know, people can't be fair when they're talking about Arsenal. This isn't something new. It's when we sucked, it was like this. So it's when we were bad and we knew and we weren't confident about anything, people weren't objective or fair with Arsenal. So now that we're actually good, what makes you think people are going to be fair?
No, but, so I understand.
You can't use
can I respond? German chicken wing, they're always fair. The reason why I released it yesterday is because of the game that City played at home when they made changes to their lineup and they lost. This is why I did it. This is why I did the video.
Brother, we lost to Atalanta with a strong starting 11.
You're coming
right,
to
and I hate.
me and you coming to the stage. Me and you are coming to
what
the
the hell?
stage.
Why am I at the bottom? Why am I at the bottom? What the hell?
I can't put you on the
Let me
top.
say what I have to say. Please let me say.
You don't
Yeah,
belong.
out of the 3 wins,
You don't belong up there.
Rams's win was more impressive
You don't belong
than
up there, bro.
winning
You
at
don't belong.
Bruges.
Brother, you beat Club Bruges. I beat Inter, bro. The
You
mighty.
belong down there, bro. You belong down there.
Can I finish my statement?
Place to play.
I was simply going to say Chelsea with a strong starting first team lost to Atalanta, and these men made what 8 plus changes and packed in a Club Bruges. Just give credit where it's due. The facts are the facts. You can't. It's not glazing. It's keen observation. And if you're going to say it's not keen observation, you're a delusional person. Because me, I'm football first, and banter second, and then logical football third. But football first.
I know what you're doing.
I'm not even doing anything. This is just me being genuine, bro.
It has begun. It has begun.
You see, I'm
you know what I know?
You guys.
Can I tell you what I think you're doing then? And you
What
can
do you
tell
think
me.
I'm doing?
I feel like what you're doing is you're trying to do the objective thing. You're trying to be fair now, so that when it's time to talk about Chelsea, you built yourself a nice little rapport. You set the tone.
See, and
everyone's being fair on
Actually, before we can actually start with Chelsea.
Let's flow here. Hold on.
Chelsea,
And that's the thing with me, Pazz. You haven't worked with me long enough yet. You guys have PTSD dealing with this panelist that has a hidden agenda. I'm not on that today. Just not that on that type of timing today.
I wouldn't be either if I just lost that. I wouldn't be on that either.
I'm here to be 100% honest, and we're just not good enough. When you look at Arsenal, who made 11 changes or 10 changes, however changes they made, and can still put in a performance and the level doesn't drop, it's keen observation. They're the best team in the world right now. They're the team to beat in the Champions League and the league.
But here's my issue with you coming with this energy, and I spoke about this on another panel as well, is with another Chelsea fan, is your your stance you're taking, which is you being fair and objective, it's because you're forced to be. You can't.
No, I was
Yeah,
fair and objective when I was winning.
No, because when you were smelling blood, your attitude was a bit different. But I just want everyone to understand.
I don't understand your point. Pazz. And he stands corrected. It's okay. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with? I don't understand your point.
No, but he's saying that
If you lose the league, Pazz. If you lose the league, will you sit here and say you were wrong? Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you're deluded.
Yes, but I'm not going to act like that's what I want to be. I'm going to have to come here and be humble because I'm forced to.
Bro, but I'm humble either way.
I'm basically in jail and I'm forced to follow the rules. And right now, Chelsea are in jail, bro. And you're forced to be a certain way, bro. Like you got to come here and
can we? Okay, I really want to have. Okay, guys, big up in the chat. People in the chat, hit that like button. Can we have a genuine conversation about where Chelsea are going? Because this is a repeat of last season. It's a repeat of last season. It's the same exact dip that happened in December or January, whatever. He's making unforced changes to the lineup. He refuses to play right backs where right backs are. Right? Enzo Fernandez has a dip now in the form. Your forward line is not delivering. Kukureya's dip in form. I don't know what is going on.
So let's have a conversation. Firstly, Enzo Fernandez and Kukureya's drastic dip in form. More so Kukureya is because of fatigue. Fatigue comes from him not knowing how to rotate the squad properly. Right? So with that being said, Enzo Maresca has a lot of blood on his hands because he's done the same thing last season. He done the same thing earlier in the season. It is now under more scrutiny because it's not working. I get it. You do it for the one-off games. People praise people playing out of position and playing brilliantly out of position. But at the end of the day, these people play their positions for a reason. So if he continues to do these things where he likes to play both right back on the pitch at the same time playing out of position. So games like Leeds where we need a natural right back, they're hitting the red line and they can't play. Right? Enzo Maresca, I like to say he likes to manufacture his own downfall. He keeps creating these things. It's the Pep gene. He gets it from Pep. Oh, I want to invert this. I want to do that. Brother, you have perfect example. He's playing Reece James in the middle of the park when you have Andre Santos on the bench against Club Brugge. And you see where the fault is in that. He's playing Malagusta in the number 10 position when you have Andre Santos on the bench. It makes no sense. His decision making and his tendency to overthink and overcomplicate games against a smaller team will be his downfall.
But we can't be sitting here and asking
Maresca
Maresca's gonna get sacked again. That's not.
It's a direct. Listen to me clearly. If he continues to do this, it's going to be a direct reason as to why continuance of our inconsistencies. Because early on, I legitimately said this. In the one-off games, in the big game, it will work against the opposition, but consistently, it doesn't work, which breeds inconsistency. Is that clear enough?
But I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's only about that. It's also about players' performances. And that is what we're talking about. Declan Rice, 90 minutes, performs. With all the respect, Dominic Szoboszlai for Liverpool has been the most consistent player for Liverpool this season. He has been consistent. I can't deny that. Like, Enzo Fernandez has been rested in some games. He hasn't played
not, and that's a fault.
Mo, can I ask you a question?
Before you start speaking, Mo,
speaking, Mo.
No. Even against Wolves in the cup game where he should have been rested, he's playing. He's one of the most used players in the squad, barring Caicedo. And Caicedo gets a rest now because he got a red card.
Mo,
Enzo Maresca is not fully trusted in his squad. Perfect example. Gerald Hatter had a horrendous game against Karabakh. We haven't seen him since. Who's the direct replacement that's there to give Kukureya rest? Even after the game
he
is
ain't
won.
a centre back though, is he?
Okay, Ram. Wait, hold on.
No, don't come in yet. We're talking about Chelsea. Let me finish. I'm going to rebut Ram.
He's vexed. Let him finish.
Ram said he's not a centre back. I'm talking about Kukureya, who's a left back. Who's supposed to give Kukureya a rest? It's Gerald Hato. Don't talk to me like I don't know my team because it's gonna piss me off. His rotation of the squad is
Hey,
incorrect.
Pazz, this is where it
tries to
begins, bro.
rotate.
Let him know what he's gonna say.
His rotation of the squad, he does rotation, but his use of the rotation is incorrect. How are you rotating the squad and the replacement person that plays, perfect example, who's supposed to step in for Enzo Fernandez? Andre Santos. You put Malo Gusto in the midfield, who's a right back, who's not a natural midfielder. You don't trust your squad. The sporting directors say whatever you will, they gave you a squad that you can work with. If you don't trust your squad, these things are going to happen. People are going to get run in the ground. Performances are going to drop.
Here's my issue with that, though. With that being...
Start.
He's actually correct. Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice have kind of played the same minutes.
This is all good.
Let me check the boss line. Let me check the boss line.
This tied thing's all great, like all perfect and that, but let me ask you a question. Mo and Ram and Kelk. I'm gonna ask you a question.
And remember, majority of these players didn't have a preseason because we went all the way in the club.
That's cool. No preseason.
God.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
So happy you said that. Cool. Let me ask you a question. Who is the most grilled player at Arsenal most of the time?
Rice.
Saka.
It's Saka.
Saka.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now, when people were doing the comparisons saying, oh, this guy's better than Saka, this guy's done more than Saka, if I dared reply to you lot and said Saka plays too much minutes, what are you going to say to me?
Absolutely
I agree with
nothing,
you.
because last season, what happened to Saka last season?
There's no way.
I would agree with you.
No, Ram, stop being disingenuous. What happened to Saka last season? He got played into the ground until he got injured.
Man are not going to sit here and say, you know what, fair enough.
You know?
No. I said
Yeah,
this
clearly don't Chelsea
when he was 22, 21, I was like, Arsenal are gonna turn him to the new Michael Owen. I'm telling you for a fact, you're gonna break him down if you're gonna keep playing him again and again.
Cool. So cool. Seeing as his calm Kukurea can be a bum when he's quote unquote tired, yeah. When Saka doesn't have a brilliant game, you better come up here and tell me that he didn't do it because he's tired. I want to hear that from your mouth.
But bad man, last season I was saying the same thing. What do you think happened?
I didn't know you last season.
Okay, so this season you cannot put that in the context because you have actual replacement and your manager does not refuse to use the replacement. There's nuances and there's a difference to it. If Arteta did the same thing, okay, I have Madueke now, but I'm still not going to use Madueke and I'm going to play Saka seasoning game in, game out for 90 freaking minutes, then we can have that conversation. But it's not a one-to-one comparison, so don't try it.
I think it is
What about Sabozlai?
I think it's literally.
I hear it. If he's the one you want to come with, I hear it. But you cannot see someone visibly fatigued and tired and tell me, oh, he's not tired. He can keep going for another 100 games.
This tired thing is like, come on. I like this is all good, yeah, but like this tired thing is just. It just feels a bit weak, brother. Like,
You have like 100 players on your payroll.
okay.
Why aren't you don't have a backup for him?
Okay, no, I hear it. I hear all of it, and I'm right there with you. But
Bring
let
in
me ask you
Balance
guys a
Barca from
question.
Strasbourg.
Let me ask you guys a question. Since you want to do the whole, okay, I'm not hearing Javon's point. If I have 100 players and I only use 10 for 38 games, who's going to be more tired?
Well, that's on the manager then.
And what did
we're not doing is
no. She answered me. Shut up, guys.
He didn't do well in the transfer market. He didn't do well in the transfer market.
I mean, he's paid $2 billion. You can't turn around and tell me that you don't have enough players. I don't want to hear that, bro. Yeah, like, you know what it is?
And that's why I know you're not.
I literally just gave you a solution.
I hear it, but I just don't care.
I know you're not listening to
Actually,
me.
reality, I don't care about your little problems about people being. I don't care that they're tired. I don't care.
Pazz, we cannot speak, guys. Javon, we cannot speak over each other. Please,
Pazz, you proved my point. You are right. I never came here and said we didn't have enough players. My point was Maresca are not using the players he was given. Kel's tried to bring up the point. I'm agreeing with you guys. If we have quote unquote 100 players, use the allotted 100 players so we can manage the players' times, the better players' times. That's all I'm at.
Maybe the manager think they're not good enough.
It doesn't matter, because even if you don't think they're not good enough, you still have to rotate properly. They cannot be good enough, but they can close out a 3-0 game. Can they not?
But you weren't not through. You weren't winning 3-0. You were winning 1-0.
I'm not talking about, bro. Stop doing it. I see what you're doing, and I can't believe I'm letting you. You know what? I'm not gonna fall for it.
That was rage, baby.
I don't want to rage bait. I want to go back to actually genuine conversation.
That was rage, baby.
The thing about this Chelsea team is we expected a lot from Chelsea, to be honest with you. We expected a
They're
lot.
the world champions, right?
Correct. World champion.
Okay, this team is never going to be serious in its life. It's never. Like, I don't think this panel will ever be serious in our lifetime.
I'll be serious.
We'll never be fucking serious. We'll never be serious in our life.
I'll be serious now. I'll be serious now.
Will we ever have an objective conversation on this panel? Ever. And once in our life.
We will. Okay, I'll stop.
Okay.
Javon, I promise I'll stop.
Yeah, one last comment. Chelsea fucking stink.
I can't take you seriously with that face. I can't. I know the poker face is you wanna laugh inside you. I know that. Seriously, that Chelsea, they're gonna challenge for the title. They're gonna be second. Enzo Fernandez is this. I praised Caicedo many times. Cucurella has had a good season. All the stock, Estevao, Neto, João Pedro, blah, blah, blah. And now comes to the tired. I'm like, what do you mean tired? It's not, nobody here is saying that Enzo Maresca is a bad coach. But isn't this the same as last season? He can't use players. He cannot rotate. He's not using the right tactics. He flops in games like the Atalantas and the Burnley, like all these other small games, the Leeds is the Bournemouth. He flops in these games. And it's not only about the, it's, you have to admit something. It's either the quality of the players, that the same we do with Pep Guardiola. When Pep Guardiola, we don't say that Pep Guardiola is bad, the players. Are the players bad or the coach is bad? One of them.
It can be both, but it doesn't have to be so black and white. It can go back to what Ram said. I can have Declan Rice in the middle of the park. I can have also Caicedo in the middle of the park. If I'm going over a 50-game season, I'm going to have to rotate the two at some point in time because they're players. Human beings are not robots. There's going to be a drop in their performance at some point if you do not rotate them or they pick up injury. I am saying, not saying Enzo Maresca is a horrific coach. What I'm saying is his game management at time can be a bit shaky. His player management at time can be a bit shaky. What is so hard to understand? Let me use another example. If I have Gyökeres and Havertz up front, I'm going into a 58-game season. Gyökeres is not going to play every single game. Havertz is going to get some of the games. But if I don't rate Gyökeres, guess who I'm going to give more game time? All the game time if I can. I'm going to pick Havertz. Let me finish. That's a decision making on my point, which makes it poor.
Do you know why I can't have? Do you guys know why I can't have the tired thing? It's December. We haven't played enough games. We haven't played enough games. To be honest with you guys, we haven't played enough games for me to say that Barella's tired or Lautaro's tired. We haven't played enough games for them to actually have. Yes, Javon, I'm sorry. We haven't played enough games.
All right.
Played enough games.
Stick up in.
You know, there was an article about who was it? It was about Arteta saying that he's overusing players or something like that.
So, all right.
It's not just Chelsea saying that. Like,
okay,
exactly. Listen, look at this. Olo, big up Olo for the super chat. I really appreciate you, Olo. 15 games in the Premier League and players are tired. That's
okay. So now we want to run this narrative. But now we want to run this narrative. But the other day, now we want to run this narrative. But the other day when we were talking in a bit more detail of how the game is played, Pazz brought up the point of view. I don't think it is sustainable, or I don't think during that game your players can press as often and can run as much because they're going long bust.
And you don't press.
Also,
90 minutes.
Let him finish.
7 Champions League games.
Let him land.
Like 6 international games. There's been Carabao Cup games, so it's
let
more
him
like
land.
20 or 30
Kelk. Let him land.
This is actually feeding into my point. If you play high intensity football for majority of the season, plus you have those same core players who go after their international teams every international window, what do you think is going to happen? But and again, we did not have a preseason. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm cool. Listen, you know what it is? I'm okay with you doing the tired thing. I'm even going to accept the tired thing for today. Yeah, I'm going to accept the tired. We're tired. All the players are tired. Cucurella's knackered. But now someone has to take this rap. We can't just put this tired thing alone in the air. Someone's got to take the rap. Now let's talk about how good. No, I'm gonna get there. Now let's discuss the earlier point, which everyone was telling me. That Maresca is better or the same level as Arteta. Arteta, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing who said that thing. We're not doing that.
No.
We have to.
It's such a weak conversation, man.
It's a weak conversation because
all of our
Javon
teams
doesn't
have where most of their squad goes international duty. That's not just a Chelsea.
You know
thing.
why it's a weak conversation, Pazz? Because Javon doesn't agree with it. It's moot. It's done. It's finished. Javon already said. Whoever said that, right? Am I wrong, Javon? You already said
you're
that.
not wrong.
So you're okay. So that means you're saying then, if another manager comes in, that when you were quote unquote smelling blood and you were on the cusp, another manager would have kept that momentum up. Is that what you're saying? Do you
Most
think
likely, yeah. If you rotate properly,
A better manager, you would argue.
a better manager. And I've said this. I said this publicly before.
Yeah, he said this. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't do one with the other. And look, if I'm gonna be 100% serious. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% serious. I did say at the start of the season, at some point, the games that Chelsea played last season, it's around about 70 or 80 games last season. It's crazy. At some point, it's going to catch up. And I also had a little bit of the same energy for Manchester City as well. Except the reason why I don't want to hear the tiredness thing is, one, you got squads. Utilize the squad that you have. Manchester City have just got a better squad. And they've got better players that can come in when they need to. Obviously, they didn't show against Leverkusen.
We're not rotating a lot, though.
But we'll scrap that to the side, Kel. We'll scrap that to the side. But you are within the games managing minutes of certain players in the football match. And the problem with what Maresca is doing is that he's continuously playing the same players again and again and again. Heck, some of these players have played like, what was it? 60 games a season. Minimum, like Cucurella, who played in what's it called? Spanish. We played for Spain in the World Cup and the Euro. Sorry, then he's played the Club World Cup. Everything like stuff like that. You have to be a bit critical with the manager, saying like, look, you got players. You got a Hatter who's quote unquote a left back or a centre back when he's in a back three. He can do a job there, and I'm sure against a team like Atalanta, he can do a good job if you tell him to do what you want him to do. But the main issue I have with is not all on Maresca, it's also the club. For me, the club hasn't given Maresca the tools to utilize a proper squad, which would get the best results for your football club.
Hold on.
Yeah,
but this
see,
is
and that point,
hold on.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can.
This is all nonsense. What thing is he not rotating?
He doesn't. Bro,
well, we just checked Enzo Fernandez.
The midfield.
Hold on. I've actually just clocked. Wait, hold on. Because they got a different forward line every game. So the only players you can say he doesn't rotate is Cucurella.
Enzo Fernandez and
Enzo Fernandez.
He doesn't rotate 3 players. And now we're saying the squad is tired. Everyone has 3 players they don't rotate.
I don't know where your point is, so I'm going to ask you to reiterate it.
The point is, the tired thing is actually nonsense because he rotates. The only players he doesn't rotate is what Cucurella
and Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella. That's it.
So no, 2 man.
That's a lie.
It
doesn't rotate, and again, that is false, right?
Who else? Who else doesn't get rotated?
Don't say Sanchez.
Okay, so he doesn't rotate Caicedo. He doesn't rotate João Pedro. João Pedro, even if he doesn't start, he does come off the bench. The only time João Pedro doesn't start,
coming off the bench is not the same minutes, Javon. It's not
the same minutes.
And then even if they don't come off the
bench, we're responding to you, Javon. You don't want to hear us, but we're responding to you. Being off the bench is not the same as playing the 90 minutes like an Enzo or a Cucurella or a Rice, that is different. Or a Javon, like
okay,
like,
I understand.
He's played about 400 minutes less than the likes of Enzo and people like
that. Remember initially we got
Javon. Establish the fact. 400 minutes is about 6 games less in 15 games. That is a lot of rest.
I get that, but the original point we were talking about Cucurella, we're talking about Enzo Fernandez. It is evident as day, and this is why I'm bringing it back to that. Those are a part of the spine of the squad, And if the spine is not operating, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah,
Plus,
but
we
hold
already
on,
have a
I'm-
poor attack.
Yeah,
Great.
only two players,
Great.
not that rotate. I'm gonna actually go back. Now I remember. And big up everyone that joined from Hussam, guys. Big up Hussam and all the frauds that saying Lautaro. Instead of typing Lautaro is a goat in the chat, can you guys hit that like button at least? Can you guys hit the like button? We need to get at least to 200 likes live on this chat. Hit that like button, people. Big up Akia for the super chat. Big up Martin. Go to fuck off now. I didn't see.
You said big up. You said big up.
I didn't see the super chat before I put it on the screen. Come on. Can you guys get the likes up? Fucking frauds.
Mo, who's got the better French striker? Us or you?
I like Thuram, but I like Ikitike's technicalities. He's fantastic, bro. I love Ikitike. I like the video and subscribe to Angry Judge Mo. I'm gonna the channel Angry Judge Mo. That's actually a good name, Akia. Thank you so much, Habibi. Thank you for the support. Javon, I'm gonna tell you something. I remembered when people actually counted, you made 80 changes to the starting lineup. The most in the Premier League. That was a stat that you remember. Jamie Carragher spoke about it with the Chelsea fan and the overlap.
And I'll update you on that. It's
That means that
146.
80 changes is ridiculous, Javon.
And no, it's
changes.
146, but that means, but still,
What?
some of those, it's 146 now because I checked recently. I'm doing a whole thing on it.
146 changes to the starting lineup.
Yes. So again, I'm trying to get to a point. When I looked at it, some of those core players still doesn't get rotated. And I'm just talking about the two guys you mentioned. Those are the two that are hitting red lines now. It doesn't rotate the squad properly. I'm talking about changing a right back for a right back, changing a midfielder for a right back for a midfielder.
You can't tell me that two players will actually bro. Miles Kelly hasn't played enough minutes. Let
me put it to you this way.
Why hasn't he played more minutes?
If you didn't have,
because Calafiori is doing well.
Let me.
Go ahead, Javon. Go ahead.
Because apparently Arsenal are the standard now, right? So let's use Arsenal. If Gabriel and Saliba were fully fit, would they play 50 games a season?
But we're not in 50 games now.
They're good enough. They'll play every game they're available.
But that's the problem. We are not in 50 games.
Kukurea, the same two players that are at the subject of this conversation right now, has played the most games.
That's proof. You'll play these men till they die. What the hell?
Yeah, every team does that. They ride their best players.
Everyone does that. You always want your best players on the pitch.
So you're telling me you would never rotate in any game?
We barely rotated. If we only rotated that back two if we had to.
I mean, look at Mo Salah. He's not happy that he's been rotated.
I think you're reaching, but the reality here is, if you look at, I also think what is going under the radar is how much talent you lot have actually wasted over the years as well. Like you've had some very good players come in and out of this squad. Like you wasn't always buying little kids. Like over the last few years, you've bought some big players like the Nkunkus. You don't have bought players. So I think at some point you've got to look at your manager and you can keep saying these things like I think you're picking little nuances that are like, oh, if he changes this one thing, it could be better. But the reality is, I just think you're not good enough. I think that's actually the reality people don't want to face. Your squad is just not good enough. I genuinely just think it's
okay. So let me run with that. No. Let's run with that narrative, right? For us to come to that conclusion, for you to just genuinely say he's not good enough, you'd have to check off a facet of things. And one of the things that he's not checking off is trying to utilize the squad properly in its entirety. There's no reason Mo should start the intro, and within the intro he's saying, why are Chelsea starting two right backs when he has a midfielder on the bench? That should not be a reason, bro. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I disagree with that specific point with the two right back thing.
Just to come with the facts. Just to come with the facts. I just checked the number of minutes for every player in Chelsea this season versus Arsenal. For Chelsea, Enzo Fernandez have played 1,759 minutes. The highest for Arsenal is David Raya, followed by Zubamendi, 1,700. So Zubamendi has kind of played similar minutes to Enzo Fernandez. Marco Correa has played similar minutes to Enzo Fernandez. And then the one after is Declan Rice. Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi playing in the midfield have not been rested, similar to Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella this season. After this is Trevor Chalobah as a defender, and then comes Jurrien Timber. So basically, Arsenal also have two players they don't rotate. Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice, they don't rotate. They kind of played similar minutes. Maybe, if I'm not mistaken, they're about like 50 minutes less. Over 50 minutes is not a lot. So Arsenal don't rotate these two players. Everyone else at Chelsea, you rotate. And you rotate a lot. For your
Man City probably have a similar situation too, though.
Yeah, but
you're not rotating Haaland.
But we exactly. But here's what we and adjoining to that point. When you rotate as much as we do, the chemistry is not there with some of the players as well. There's a whole chasm of things, and it could just very mean that we're just not good enough. But when I'm seeing my manager make certain mistakes, I have to ask the question as to why you're doing it. It's not like you're doing and it's working. Why you have a midfielder on the bench and you're playing a right back in midfield in a 10 position that he's not well versed at? Why? Is the midfielder on the bench so bad that you can't trust him? You have a number 10 on the bench. Granted, majority of the fan base doesn't rate him, but it's not up to the fan base whether he plays or not. It's the manager.
I think that just answered your own question.
Yeah, that's how I felt with what you just said.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you have quantity, but I think you lack quality. Some of this recruitment I just don't understand. Like,
that's the thing.
Like,
I don't know when our Chelsea.
I don't really rate them.
I actually
that's
think
probably why they don't play a lot of minutes.
I think the conclusion is Enzo Maresca is not given the right tools to actually succeed with this team. I think that is that's it. I think it's just that's it. He's not given the right quality. And
there doesn't seem to be a connection between what the manager wants and what the owners are giving him. Like, they're
but
just
that's
like,
a structure.
That's
a structure of the club.
Somebody else is looking for him. Let's sign him.
But then, Javon,
there's no squad planning.
But then, Javon, that's the issue. Like, what is the club doing then? Like, are they just going to get just the best young players?
It's the last point about Chelsea.
Because at the end of the day, like, in order to get a fully functioning club going in terms of challenging for the major trophies, even if it's a head coach or a manager, they still have to have an input on what the transfers are, what the kind of player that they need, what caliber.
Doesn't work like that.
But then you're not going to win any. We're not going to win anything on a sustainable basis if you're going to do that. Then I'm sorry, you're just not going
to. And again, the reason why I'm not coming here talking about the sporting directors or whatever, because we've been over this on my channel and multiple other Chelsea channels. My issue, what I'm trying to talk about, is what the manager can do to be better now. Or when I look at it, can the manager do things differently to be better at his job, where I don't have to look at him? Yes. Again, I go to the proper player rotation. You put players in their best position to succeed. Can you change formation? That's something you can do. I would like the manager to check off all the boxes where I can clearly say, you know what? He did every single thing in his power, and they're just not good enough. And I still crush it on some of the players. I still crush it on some of the forward players. But Maresca has to hold some corn too. It's simple as.
I'm not sure, man.
Yeah, it can be
both. He does. I think he does. I think he does. Like, there are simple mistakes that he does. There are simple mistakes that he does. The right back, the midfield balance, the forward line.
Other managers don't make. I don't think he makes an extraordinary amount of mistakes that other managers don't make. Arteta makes mistakes. Pep makes mistakes. Everyone's managers makes mistakes.
Bro.
I just think that you don't have the quality for some of those mistakes.
You're talking about players? Which players? Tell me, which players?
Okay, I'll put it this way. Yeah, all the players that they say are world class, I don't think they're going to be world class.
Like who? Give me names. Give me
names, bro. Name names. Name names so we can discuss the names.
I'm gonna get there. Like
a couple.
Ah, damn.
I'd say only one or two.
Players that they rate. Enzo. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You don't see what? You don't think that Enzo Fernandez is a good player?
I don't see a player that over 38 Premier League
world class
is going to give me an 8. Is going to average an 8 over 38 games. I don't see that. I don't see it. Cucurella, I don't see a player over 38 games is going to average an 8. I don't see it. I don't see him pushing my team over the top. I don't see that. I don't see it. Reece James can't play more than 1 game a week. We can't put him in a category of men that are playing 2 games a week. We can't do that. So by definition, we can't be saying world class. A man he can't play more than 190 minutes a week. What we been, bro? So
Actually,
now you're left.
but
Now
he
you're left
did.
with one man.
No,
He
but that
can't.
point is redundant. That point is
That
redundant.
point
He
is
did.
redundant.
You're left with
He
one
has-
man.
he has
You're left with one. Okay, hold on. Let me land it though. You're left with one man that can consistently play that we all would all say we believe in can give you an 8 over 38 games. playing multiple times.
Let him finish. I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
And everybody else is below the
Is-
level, brother.
This is very
That
important.
player.
Guys, the point that he's making is very important. I'm not sure if it's either. I'm not sure if I agree with it or not, because I thought Enzo Fernandez last season was good, was very good over the whole season. Average, it was.
And then-
Nobody
and then
said world class.
Then you got
Nobody
Cole
said
Palmer.
world class.
No,
What do
okay,
you
these
mean
are
world
players.
class?
These are players that. Hold on, okay, let's remove world class.
Let's
This is a player-
respond, Habibi. Let's respond. Can we respond to you?
I wasn't finished, but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your point.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
respond.
no, I'm done.
No,
Please, because you heard everything I said. So go ahead.
Because I understand the point that you made. You're saying that the only Caicedo is the guy that can give you an 8 out of 10 for an average of 38 games, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
And
Right?
the rest
Over
of
a
the-
season.
Kukurea was up for player of the season along with Caicedo last season.
So was
That's
Kirkers.
another one.
Kirkers team of the season.
I said player of the season.
Okay,
So,
Kirk-
which
Kirk-
means for Chelsea, much alongside Caicedo, he gave us an average 8 out
It's
of 10.
astonishing that Paz only rates Caicedo in their team.
No,
And
and
it's-
it's not.
Wow.
It's not
I rate-
astonishing because you don't have to
But
rate
what I
all
said-
the players from the team.
I've said
No,
this.
but that's what you said.
I've
Ram,
said
go
this
ahead.
before.
I said.
I've said this before. I think Kukurea is a bitch, but he's a world class bitch.
See, Mo, we're never having a serious conversation.
No.
here.
As in, like, you gotta call a buck a buck. You gotta call a buck a buck. He is a bitch, but he's world class.
You just want to pull his hair, don't you?
I think
bad. You
Kukurea-
just want to pull a
He just pisses
Romero
me
and
off.
pull that guy's hair, don't you?
You need
I
one of them
genuinely
ones.
Everything he
believe-
does on the pitch just pisses me off. His
Kukurea,
head just pisses me off.
Kukurea is a good player when he's used right.
Yeah.
Very solid defensively, very solid one-on-one, can play you 90 minutes and give you a solid game,
player.
and run to the 18. Is he what I mean, like a modern left back, like the ones that we see around the world, a modern fullback like the ones we see? He's not.
Yeah, yes.
No,
he
he's
scores
a-
goals. He defends. He's just not flashy.
Is he
He's
the best
not-
player in the
like-
league?
and I can-
He's not very.
Mo,
He's
you
not very
like-
Can I
technical.
explain my point? This is very important about Kukurea. When you need a goal, he will crash the 18. He will get at the end of a cross. He will go a far post run. You know what I mean? He will defend well. But doing what Calafiori does, doing what Trent did what Robertson did, you know what I mean? This included in the build-up play, passes between the lines, inverting inside and playing good passes and stuff.
Yes,
Nico
he
O'Reilly,
does.
for example, he's not that. I don't think he is that. However, I think he's one of the players at Chelsea. I think at Chelsea, I think he is one of the players that I can call. He is someone that you can have in a Premier League winning team. For the future, you can have Kukurea as your starting left back and you can win a Premier League. That is not bad.
Yeah.
Reece James, similar.
Will you say
Enzo
Robert
Fernandez, I think so. Caicedo, I think so. I think these are the players. Do I see Joao Pedro as a Premier League winning material? Not really. Do I see Gittins? Not really. Do I see Chalobah? Probably not.
No.
Garnacho? No. Delap? No.
No.
There is too many players at Chelsea because I came up with this. A Premier League winning material is a player that you can say, yep, this guy can be a starter in a Premier League winning team.
Like
I
Thomas
don't.
Partey.
Okay,
Yes.
so you see, it goes back. See, I like how it all comes full circle. When you were asking me if we're in a title race, I said to you, no, simply because the players that you just listed, some of them, they don't perform consistently to a substantial level. What is a direct cause as to what's causing our inconsistencies. And you say, no, but Javon, Chelsea fans says this is different. How are
You
you
never said
now
so.
coming to this conclusion after I told you that, brother?
No, this has always been my conclusion. I've always said this.
Not
no,
you,
but
Pazz,
Paz,
I'm talking to Mo.
no, but Paz and Mo and everybody, he has. Even though we like to corner him, he has said this. You,
no.
Paz, Paz,
Because he said
Paz,
yes.
you
I
tried to
didn't
put
hear
it
what he
on
said.
him.
I didn't hear what he
Paz,
said.
Paz, you tried to put this whole narrative of we're gonna win the league, gonna do this, gonna do that.
Javon
And
never
Javon-
said that.
I said
But
that.
Paz tried to make him
Hold
say
on,
it.
hold on. So after that result, this didn't say he was in a title race.
Yeah,
Is that
because
what we're
based
saying?
on the performances, But I was.
You didn't say it. You just admitted it.
No.
So now say sorry, Ram. Say sorry
I
now. Look at you.
Okay. I said that. I was referring to the conversation before the Arsenal game. I said I would change my tune based on the performance of the Arsenal game. And I did change my tune. I'm just following suit. I'm here to answer for my crimes, and I'm here to answer to what I said. After the Arsenal game, did we not have a show and I said I got sold a dream? You laughed at me. You pointed at the camera and laughed at me. I don't know what you said, Pazz. You said, Javon, I hear it. You got sold a dream, and I can accept that. And we're right back to square one. So what now?
Moving on from Chelsea, guys. We're going to stay like the whole show.
Hold that, Ram.
Last point, Ram. I want to hear what Ram has to say.
No,
Ram, go ahead. Last point about Chelsea.
This is what I'm saying, right? Because Pazz likes to do this whole, you know what, like he wants to put everything on certain people, yeah. But he was the one that was forcing the narrative about Chelsea. Remember a couple streams ago, before Chelsea went on that run, that they had all these great players. And you know what? I don't like doing this, but Javon said in the Premier League, I don't think we're going to do anything. However, if we talk about Champions League, it's a different story, bro. Different story. That was his first original point, bro.
But all you're doing is proving that he was flip-flopping. That's all you've done. All you've done is prove that he flip-flopped. That's all you just did. Because he just admitted himself. He said he just sold a dream and he got gas. So what are you doing, Ram? You're not. This isn't against me.
He still thinks he's going to challenge for the Champions League, which yeah.
Big man. He has said he thinks they can challenge for the Champions League. That's the first statement. And then during the little purple patch, he was like, "No, I think we might have a chance here. I think we can challenge. So let's not do that, Ram. Don't say I force people. I ask the questions. They answer it with their own big mouth.
You did.
Are you implying I backed you into a corner, Javon? Is that what you're implying here?
Why? No man, no back me, no nothing. Next
There you go then. You said it with your own by yourself, bro. You said it by yourself.
Next topic.
We can move on now. Move on now.
Guys, can we get there's over 400 people here. Can we get the likes up again to 200 likes in the chat, people? Hit that like button. Don't forget, we are actually 150, which is not a bad percentage, but can we get to 200 likes? We'll push the stream actually to new viewers. Are we moving on to, before we go to the Arsenal City section, I just want to catch on the Liverpool section. Has Arne Slot turned it around for the people actually?
Yeah,
Honestly. Are you gonna ever?
Okay. No, they are still miles off it. But I did say.
See that change? Do you see that change?
But I do think, though. Hold on. I do think that Liverpool could surprise people in the Champions League because I think the things that are their glaring weaknesses don't show that much in Europe.
Heritage.
I said nothing about heritage, by the way. I said absolutely nothing about heritage or anything to do with.
No, you wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, I would know.
Talk about heritage. You can't talk about heritage, bro.
Ram, just be careful because you're in hell. You're in hell, Ram. You're in hell. Just remember that.
And I have nothing to lose, bro. I have nothing to lose.
You do have stuff to lose. You do.
I don't. What do I have to lose? You just told me I'm in hell. I'm in the gutter, bro. I'm in the nether realm.
Watch your mouth, or you're in hell.
I'm in the nether realm, bro. I'm stuck there. You know what I mean?
You're talking to the people that are top of every league that you're in. Have some respect when you're addressing.
Be careful what you wish for, bro.
Have some respect when you're addressing the people that are top of every league. Anyway, let's stay back on point. I think
Liverpool are in hell. However, they are.
Aren't they like in the?
They haven't lost.
They're in the top 8 for Champions League, aren't they?
You're
just on the cusp.
You lost to Liverpool.
Yeah, but hold on. That's the whole point. Them coming to the San Siro, and I'm gonna be completely honest here. Listen, I got cooked, and my team let me down, and all the players. Liverpool have
epic. Mo watched like epic.
My channel will get cancelled one time on these watch-alongs. I'm sure it will
I pushed the limits yesterday, so I know what you mean.
The reality is, Arne Slot have changed the way they play against Inter. The more compact, they will play better football in terms of defense. Attacking wise, I thought they were very, very poor. They were limited to shots from far. They were so poor attacking wise. But is this what Arne Slot wants to move on with? Being defensively solid, start like this, not being on the front foot all the time. Is that why? Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, maybe that's how Liverpool should play to get results. Because you haven't lost in 4 games. Yeah. This hasn't happened since the beginning of the season.
I think that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Like we have to reevaluate ourselves in general. We're not the swashbuckling team that would destroy teams. we're a heavily wounded animal. So what do? You stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding in multiple facets. So, bro, defensively we were great. I think the system why we didn't look so good going forward was that the system requires a lot of the overlapping fullbacks to be your main sort of creators on the wide areas. If you swapped him out with Conor Bradley or Kirkers, you may have had a lot more offensive freedom, but defensively is the big question mark. However, the most important thing was in defensive situations, defensive transition, in defensive moments, we stood up. The centre backs played incredibly well. When Ali had to make saves, he made tremendous saves. Like, it was a very, very good defensive performance from our defenders. However, going forward, there's still question marks. Like Szoboszlai, even when he was starting to play as a right winger at times, it still didn't work. McAllister in the 10, no way. I'm sorry, Wirtz should have started. You saw what happened when he came on. We looked so much better going forward.
Yep.
And the big question mark on Isak, man, because my man's
that's the biggest question in Liverpool team. Like, how long are we gonna give this guy until we start saying?
No, there's no excuses. Like Mo, I told you.
The British transfer record. Okay, people said, "Oh, Judge Mo, you were so harsh on Enzo Fernandez and Grealish, and you were so harsh on these guys." Okay, Isak is higher than these guys, 130 million pounds going on strike. Okay, when is he gonna deliver? When is he going to carry the team? When is he going to be the difference maker? He's supposed to be Haaland level.
Mo, this is the time where there is no excuses, man. There is no excuses. I said it after the November.
Yeah, Jack had more GNA in his
after the November international break. There's no more excuses, and this is where I'm at a point where, you know what, run me Chiesa and Ekitike up top.
Or your
run both of them up top. You know, the French-Italian connection, bro. That's how bad it's got.
You know, based on the formation that Slot put out, I think he would have had more output if he started Wirtz in that central midfield.
Yeah,
you know, if you look at the formation,
they wouldn't have been as solid defensively as they were.
I don't know about that though, man.
I think you could get away with
because McAllister was getting dispossessed quite easily in trying.
But McAllister put in tackles. McAllister kind of put in tackles.
But Wirtz can do that as well, bro. Wirtz can do that as well.
Here's why.
Even though Wirtz is a 10, he's still German, bro.
McAllister won his duels. McAllister was solid defensively. I thought McAllister going forward, he was ass, right? Passing wise, he was terrible. But defensively, he contributed.
So the reason why I wanted to include Wirtz in it, because when you set out a formation like that, you have to have a creative linchpin between the midfield and the forward.
Can I ask you guys for real? Okay, so now links it to Salah. So we cannot be here, everyone saying that Salah is the guy that doesn't track back, he doesn't defend, blah, blah, blah. He's the passenger on the pitch. And then you have Ekitike, Isak, and Wirtz on the pitch, which is basically they don't contribute defensively. They just don't. They just run around. They don't contribute defensively. It's the same problem. So if Arne Slot did this and played it, I think he should do this against most of the teams, because most of the teams, you don't require 3 people to defend. That's why I think Salah was scapegoated by not tracking back and all the shit that people talk about. Because Isak and Ekitike don't track back. Wirtz doesn't track back as much. It's as simple as that. So I don't know about that.
Don't Salah have the legs still, given the age.
I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The legs for what?
Press. That's the thing.
Ekitike presses.
Isak
is one of the weakest guys in the
press. I'm not talking about Isak. I'm talking about Ekitike. Ekitike and Wirtz can press. That's the thing.
I don't think they're that good in the press yet. Like, I don't think
that's a different story. But can they do it? Yes, they do it. They do it. You can see they've done it. But are they good at it? That's a different story. Like, they're not Bobby Firmino level pressing. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, it's too soon because it's only been one game. If you can get a bit of baseline and a bit of understanding of if it's actually working and who's playing well in the system over the course of 5 games. Brighton, and I'm sure we'll be here talking about it week in, week out. But to that, it's just too soon. Got a good win. They seem better.
By the way, I'm gonna tell you something. That conversation will change if Liverpool win against Brighton and they are on 26 points, because now that puts them probably in 5th or 4th.
I mean, for me personally, if we beat Brighton with the same formation, we're going to touch upon the Salah stuff, but if it was me, Salah, look, there's only one position you can take, and I need to see you whether you can sink or swim, whether you're able or capable enough to play in that front 2. Which I think in certain areas he can be able to. He can be able to replicate some form of form in the front two. I think so.
Wouldn't you want to sell Salah to actually get the money out of him? No.
I think he's still an asset that we can still get the best out of. And the guy, bro, I'm not giving up on Mo. I'm not. I still think he's a good player. I still think he's a quality player. But for me in this system, he has to show me if he can sink or swim. I think he can. I think he can swim.
So you think that this system is the way to go forward?
Mo, I've been saying this since October, Mo. I said to go the diving. I told you to go back, 2005 Juventus, 2005 Milan. You go the 3 in the midfield, 1 attacking midfield, and the 2 strikers is the way to go. I've been saying this for such a long time. I told people I would start Chiesa and Ekitike. Why? Chiesa and Ekitike are the only players in this team that played 2 up top for their respective previous teams. Chiesa did it when Cristiano was there and when he played with Vlahovic, and Ekitike did it when Mamouche was at Frankfurt. That's what I'm saying. I said this from time, and plus I went to the shameless side where I'm like, run me back the Del Piero Trezeguet partnership. Run that to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? Like that's how bad we were. And I said,
do we think if Liverpool turn it around with the quality they have, they can get back into it? 10 points behind Arsenal. Can they get back into it?
I think you're hoping for Arsenal to drop points.
That is the question that is going around. If
everybody
start winning again,
because you're hoping for a generational run and everyone else to drop a lot of points.
Mo, I will say this again. It will be the greatest comeback. I think at one point, because it was 14 points we were behind Arsenal at one point. It will be the greatest comeback in the history of the Premier League. If we somehow, with all the mess that we were in,
I'm not thinking that you win it. I think you can get back within single digits, 6 points, 5 points.
But what's the point? What's the point if they're not going to win it?
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you what's the point. You get your team within 5 points of the league leaders. Comes March, you gotta shout. You never know. Arsenal still play City at the end. You never know, because I've seen this movie before. You get with yourself, you're chasing 5 points, you go on a run, you can catch anybody.
Wait a second.
Are we gonna deny this?
When have Liverpool ever successfully chased down a team leading them?
Hey. We've chased. We've the best that we've done.
Wasn't against Pep.
You were 15 points ahead of us, and we called it back down to 14.
And who won the title?
That's the best. No. If we did that, then it would have been the greatest comeback in the history of the Premier League. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I said
there's levels. There's levels. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
Nobody here thinks that. Everybody here thinks that the Liverpool maximum is top 5, top 4, top 5, something like
top 3.
Right?
Top 3.
Nah, top 4. I still don't think
they're better than Chelsea.
Behind you. Okay. I don't think your problems are not behind you, brother.
No, but our maximum ceiling, is top 3.
Yeah, not top 3. I'd say top 4. I'd say 4.
The realistic one is top 4.
I don't think your squad is will end as top 3. I think I think you'd have to look completely different. He would have to figure some shit out, bro. I can't see you being third. Third, that means either I think everyone else would have to just start stinking up the gaff, or you would have to just become
everyone's stinky.
There'd have to be some major injuries too.
Everyone is stinky. That's the thing.
I can't see. Yeah, I can't see you.
I don't think anybody is stinky. I actually don't think that City are stinky or Arsenal are stinky or Villa are stinky. They're not stinky. They're playing good. I think they're playing okay.
Yeah, but Villa had a stinky run.
Bad. What do you mean stinky? Who's stinky in the league?
Villa were bad to start the season, but they
were stinking ass.
First 5 games they didn't score a goal.
Who?
Villa.
They were bad the first.
They were poor, bro. They didn't score a goal in the first 5 games.
Okay. They were poor. Villa are on 30 points.
Yeah, they're on a generation.
Yeah, they've gotten better, but
yeah, they have
9 wins. They have 9 convincing wins in 10 games. So definitely they have fixed it. Definitely they did.
You know what the issue with Villa is I don't think they have the squad depth to be in all 4 comps.
You know what the stupid thing is? The 9 wins in 10. The only loss they had was against us.
Villa will be by February, when it's after a thick January. I think they're gonna pick up some shit. They got a lot of games. It's dark, and they outside of that 11.
Yeah. I think it depends how seriously they take Europa League, because I mean, Unai Emery has won that trophy multiple times.
Oh, he's gonna win it.
So they might.
He's gonna
So
win it.
I don't think they'll have the depth in if they're even if they're just in those two competitions.
He needs to get Champions
Because
League.
they might prioritize one over the other.
Let me check the tables. Give me 1
I
second.
don't
If
think
you
their
went to-
squad is that. The only thing is defensively, they don't have a lot of players. But remember, they don't play Champions League. It's Europa League. You know, it's not that. You know, he can
But
rotate.
that's still energy you have to use up.
He can play, but he can play Sancho instead of Buendia, or he can play.
And they might lose.
You know, Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
And they might lose.
Which is one more important for him, winning in the league or winning in Europa League now?
Gotta-
Because you,
I think they want to win the
It's
Europa League.
Unai
Either or.
Emery. He's going to pick the Europa League.
yeah,
It's a
but you
Euro-
don't understand.
It's
It
a
doesn't,
guarantee
guys,
the Champions League.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter now. Europa League will matter to him later, quarterfinal. Yes, this is when it matters. Now it's the same. It's like what is he gonna do? Like in Europa League, who cares about Europa League now? Because he's gonna qualify anyway. What is he on the table? He's third. He already collected 12 points. He's gonna qualify anyways. He can rotate.
It's a fair point.
He can rotate. The last 3 games, he can rotate.
I think he's good for now, for sure.
You're right. You're right.
A couple more. Hey, they pick up a few, like 1 or 2 injuries. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, man.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, to be honest with you. But listen, for Liverpool, if they catch Villa, good for them. If they finish third, it's good for the squad because they need to win the league next season. You cannot invest that much money and not win next season, to be honest with you. You cannot. Guys, can we get the lights up a little bit? Now going to Arsenal and City. City win yesterday against Madrid.
Yeah.
You're
good
not
win.
happy with the win yesterday.
Oh, of course I was. Yeah. I know I was a little dumbfounded when I went on a football terrace, but yeah, it's a good win. We've had a lot of really painful losses in that stadium, and with far better teams too. Like we've gone in there with like very good teams and gotten embarrassed or humiliated, like these, that Rodrigo Champions League tie and stuff like that. So it's nice to win there. A little scary second half for me. I know some people said they were like, "Oh, City looked like they were cruising." I was like, "No, we did." The last end of the game, man, I was flipping out. Because they kept getting the ball back and they kept pushing forward easily, but our defense held up really nicely. Nico O'Reilly, man, what a performance that was. A little nervous in the beginning, but he recovered very well. Great goal. And I thought he was a little. I thought Rodrigo was beating for pace early on in the game, like especially on the goal. Like I thought he could have done better there, but overall, just I thought he recovered from that very well and had a very impressive performance. Nico Gonzalez just by himself basically in that midfield. I thought Bernardo and Phil Foden just no-showed. And I think that's becoming a little bit of a trend when we play like physical midfield, especially away from the Etihad. Our midfield just disappears. Phil Foden's included in that. I have to be harsh on him because he disappeared. And I'll praise him when he's good, and when he's not good, I'm gonna call it out. And I think our captain needs to be doing a lot better in those games too. But yeah, I'm just happy to get the win, man. It's a good feeling, man.
Where do we see City? Where do we see City in the conversation for the Champions League or the Premier League? Because
They're up there.
there was a talk about Talk Sport that Haman, and then they were talking about it, saying that he doesn't see Pep winning the Premier League or the Champions League with Man City.
I
Where
think
do
we'll
we
have a
think
better
about that
run in the
conversation?
Premier League than the Champions League.
Yeah.
Champions League, you never know with the draw.
I think
We could just get a
Champions
terrible
League,
draw
yeah.
at the end, and
I
you
think
never know.
I think Premier League is there's obviously a shout because personally for me I thought Arsenal will be like 6 or 7 points ahead of or even 8 points ahead of City by this point. But
Well, okay, can you before why do you establish which games you thought that Arsenal would win that they haven't won, and which game you think that City should have won? So because I want to actually go in details into this because you're not the first one to say that. Which games that you think Arsenal should have won and must have won that, oh my God, this is that. And which games the other way that City are like, oh my God, they should have not lost this. Which one? You should have won this.
I think it's more into surprise that City haven't dropped as many points as they did.
Thank you for this. This is honest truth that nobody wants to say.
Because I personally I thought they would drop points against Fulham. I'm literally just going through their games right now. I thought they'd drop points against Fulham. I thought they would actually drop points against Bournemouth. And I thought they would drop points against Brentford as well.
And honestly, last season we probably would have dropped points in those games.
So it is not about
Last
Arsenal.
season we would have drawn this Real Madrid
That-
game.
Okay,
that's
so-
where people are getting
That
it wrong.
is what I want to start. This is it. It isn't about
City are
Arsenal
doing well.
bad.
Arsenal are not doing bad.
City are doing well. Arsenal are doing what they are supposed to do, mostly, right? Of course. But the problem when people say, yeah, Arsenal should have been 7-8 points ahead. Okay, what can Arsenal? Arsenal can do so much. They only can do what they can do, their job. They cannot control what City do, on the other hand. They just can't. It is Arsenal are not going to control City winning
Yeah.
against Brentford.
Arsenal
or
can
winning
only
against
control
Bournemouth.
their controllables.
They can't control the opponent.
Mhm.
But this notion that because City are doing well, they're going to win the league against Arsenal. And that is the question. And then you ask people, who do you think are favorites to win the league? Most people tell you Arsenal. Right? But then you go into, but I thought Arsenal would be ahead. City are doing well. City are doing better than, I didn't expect City to smash, like to play against Sunderland like this, smash them 3-0. I didn't. Nobody expected that.
I thought they would drop points at Sunderland. Was
Yeah.
Sunderland home? Wait, was Sunderland home or
Where's that
away?
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting them to
at
drop, but
home.
I didn't expect
The
that.
way
But I didn't expect that comprehensive performance, which
Yeah,
gave
no
them
way.
confidence. You get my point, right? There is a difference between comprehensive performance. Like, for example, Liverpool played City, right? Dominance, complete dominance, right?
Mm.
You wouldn't expect that in the beginning of the season. You wouldn't expect a complete dominance, right? Right? I don't think that someone can tell me, where have Arsenal disappointed you? Where have Arsenal this season, like, completely disappointed, like fumbled? You know,
Maybe
like-
Chelsea. Maybe if you
Chelsea,
look,
yeah, against
if you looked at the
10 men.
things, the only one is probably Chelsea.
I don't even.
Maybe
If you
If you look,
Sunderland.
if you look, if you
The
looked at the,
Sunderland
if you
one,
know,
yeah,
if you looked
too.
at the if you looked at the
Maybe
context of the
Sunderland.
game, and
The
Sunderland. as
only
well.
one I will give is what Javon said, Sunderland. You playing
No,
against
but
a
the
Chelsea.
context of the Chelsea game.
Sunderland away.
What
I think-
happened to the Chelsea game?
Also,
Every pundit will tell you, once Chelsea went down to 10 men at their home, they were fighting for their lives, and you can tell. And it's hard to pick
But
up
usually,
the points there.
but usually when you're a title, you're challenging for a title. If you're playing up against a team,
So
that's
you don't
the
rate
10 men.
Chelsea at all. That Chelsea at home, you rate them against the big teams.
No, but I thought with the quality of Arsenal, they would
I don't
Find
think
out
they-
way.
break
Find
down
out.
Chelsea.
No,
Like,
wait,
at some point,
This game
that
was
defense has got a
different.
buckle.
That's
At
right,
some,
because around that time, this is when people were saying our attack was meaty. So like, I think it's
Yeah.
crazy to say. It's crazy to say with our quality, people still say we don't have the quality up front.
people, stop using people. Use the
Okay,
people that's
okay,
on the
fine.
panel today.
We have quality up front. Where's the quality? Tell me about the quality.
What with the likes of Saka and the likes of
You as well.
Eze that was
then.
on the pitch. Eze was on the pen. Eze was on the pitch as well. Like, what are we doing
Oh,
here?
brother. So is Eze having a good season?
He's having a decent season.
Is Saka having a good season?
no.
Again, a decent season.
So where's all of this quality that you're talking about? This is what
You're
And
disingenuous.
you didn't say
Okay,
it.
you're
You
disingenuous. Hold on, stop us. You're
didn't say it
disingenuous.
right now.
No, you're disingenuous. I'm gonna tell you why you're
Oh, he's
disingenuous.
saying they're all meaty, but now
Let me explain to you how it is disingenuous, because it's the same conversation that we're having with Javon. On paper, Saka's quality, okay? Eze's quality. You can, as a striker, should score goals, right? You got who else? Trossard is there. You got Eze. My point about it is, on paper, quality. Them not performing, that is not on anybody. It's on them, in your opinion, right? In your opinion, that's what you're saying. Is Saka having a good season? Well, he's supposed to have a good season. Isn't this a season that Arsenal should win the league? Like,
First of all.
if Foden is having a bad season, it's on Foden to have a good season. It is not us. It's not an excuse that Foden is having a bad season.
First of all,
So Ram has a point here.
No,
On
my
paper,
rebut-
the
my rebuttal
quality
to
is
it-
supposed to be there.
my
What do you
rebuttal,
and you had a man advantage.
my rebuttal to that is, I think we have good players, but my issue is you, like, you. And
Talk
I'm
about
being-
you. Talk
and
about
I'm
yourself.
And I'm
Talk about
lumping you
yourself.
in it. I'm lumping you in it. I am going to lump you right in there, Ram. I'm putting
Yeah,
you
go
right
ahead.
in the middle of what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
People will say to me that the worst part of our team is our attack. And then you will say, when we go and play away from home, Chelsea, 10 men, that our quality should overwhelm them and we should be able to score goals. When we didn't do that when they had 11 men on the pitch.
Sorry, with a man advantage, with the fact that their best DM was not there, and you had a better, in my opinion, you have only Caicedo for me
Let's
gets
blame me
in.
about DMs. when you're talking about goals,
Their primary defensive midfielder.
and then they slap someone else.
The wall in front of that shaky defense that people like to say wasn't there. So if you want to add that context in there, you can add that.
They doubled it up because it's
It should have been easier for you to attack them, is what he's trying to say.
And bro, I would have the same energy for City if they went up against a team that was 10 men down and didn't win.
I believe that when I see it.
Oh yeah, we would have smelled blood and we would have gone for it.
Bro, like, what are we doing here?
Great. What about this then? Man City versus Arsenal, 10 men last season at the Etihad. Why didn't you win then?
They should have won. They should have won.
And they didn't
I'm
win.
sorry,
And everyone praised them for getting a point.
The thing is, I think they were 2-0 down.
Hold on. I'm gonna actually now. And that was at the Etihad.
No,
not at
Arsenal
the
had
Emirates.
10 men.
I know.
Well, hold on.
We
See
should've
the
won
difference,
the
huh?
game if we
So Arsenal last season, Arsenal, it was at the Etihad, not away from home.
And Mo, when I saw were they winning 2-0 or 2-1? When it
They
happened.
were up 2-1 and we equalized in the last kick of the game.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the game Rodri got injured. So I think everyone's
they
head was
couldn't.
gone.
We were giving it to City, being like they can't break down this team. They was doing pass, and then shoot from 40 yards out. What are we doing here?
Don't do the wee thing. You can do the ice. You said that, but people were getting onto Arsenal. Let's not be stupid.
Oh my god, who? No, tell me those people that are getting onto Arsenal because I definitely won't give it.
Let me get out my little black book of that game where I wrote everyone's name down. On the content spaces, I said if anyone that is cussing Arsenal for being 10 men down at the Etihad and playing park the bus football, the only thing I probably criticize them is what's it called when you didn't have an outlet, when you didn't bring on like a Martinelli or something like that. But what are we doing here, man? This is just ridiculous, bro.
Javon, do you think Arsenal should have won that game?
You're a liar, bro.
Pardon?
Do you think Arsenal should have won the Chelsea game? Is that a good result for them?
I side with you, Mo. Why I cannot use that as one of the games that they should have won because you have to take the game in the context. We played ball.
You say
right?
You started me, John.
Oh, bro. Sometimes I genuinely think. All right, so I genuinely think if it's a team like Sunderland that's down to 10 men, you have to find a solution. But when you're going up against another top team and it's down and they go down to 10 men and you see the performances, it is what it is, brother. Take your point and move on.
That's what I agree with Javon here. It's like people are acting like Chelsea or Ipswich Town or Fulham or West Ham. It's Chelsea again. Chelsea again played a very good defensive game at that game. And actually they scored from a set. So Caicedo got a red card at minute 38. At minute 47, Chelsea scored from a set piece. Corner, which is hats off to them. And Arsenal chasing the game then. And then people want to tell me, but they should have won. Okay, they failed to win, which is fine. But I don't think that's a game. If we're going to pick a game, it's a Sunderland game when you fumbled in the 94th minute. That is the game. These are the 2 points.
You can argue both though,
Can you speak of the game at the Emirates against City? Did anybody expect City to go in there and almost win the game at the time that game happened? At the Emirates too?
No
we
one.
were
I didn't.
reeling at that point.
No one did it.
We had lost
But
to
the reason-
Brighton,
but the reason
and we
why-
dominated that game and we fell apart at the last minute.
But the reason why, the reason why Kelk, I'm not taking that game because Arsenal still have to play at the Etihad and Arsenal haven't lost at the Etihad for the last 2 seasons.
Shouldn't they have defended their home turf in that situation?
I think we did defend it.
You should.
It's
You
a draw.
should.
You almost lost the game.
But we did almost. The result is a draw. So for me, like like I've always said, if let's say we don't win the league, I'm not going back to drawing against Man City, drawing against Chelsea as the results. Where I'm looking at, I'm thinking, my God, how did we?
Because the 2 top teams you're playing against.
You're gonna go back. You're gonna go back against Sunderland, dropping points.
Yeah, I'm going.
That's a game. You know,
run up and we concede last minute. I'm going to Villa where we concede last minute before I go to Chelsea and Man City for 100%.
and that was my point. Actually, that is my point.
You could argue Aston Villa's point drop because we literally dropped it in the last second. Same with Sunderland, we dropped it in the last second. So you could go back to that and think, fucking hell, if only. Whereas these other games, like it's not. I don't really feel like when we were playing Chelsea, I thought, we're gonna win this. I didn't feel same with Man City. Again, these are the two us three.
Everybody was picking Arsenal in that game.
before the game.
Everyone was. Nobody was picking City to win that game.
But your City.
You were
No
predicting
one was
that- all
picking
of your
City to
fan base
win that
predicted
game. What are we
slap.
doing here?
but
No one
your-
was
okay.
picking since doing that game,
You-
bro.
You know what?
You
You know what?
said
This is the
Arsenal was
hypocrisy that we're
gonna
talking
win
about.
3-0.
Because you're
say that.
City, you should be winning that game. Because you're
Cool.
Arsenal, you should be beating
Hold on.
10-man
You
Chelsea.
can say that.
Why
You can
can't I
say that. Okay, hold on. You can say that, but the reality of it is, you're talking about.
This is why you're
another
not that bit much of a big club, bro. If you're saying this is City, but then
No,
you're not saying that for your own
no,
club, then what are we
that's
doing
not
here?
what I'm
Yeah,
saying. You haven't even heard what I'm going to
stand your
say.
ground. That's
saying
the
if
point
that's what
I'm
you're saying,
making.
I haven't even
Stand your
said it.
ground.
Literally.
I haven't even said it yet. What are we doing, bro?
I actually have a counter for this, completely counter, very simple one. Go, Pazz. Can I get some subject? Even though people talk about this, winning against Newcastle away while City losing against Newcastle away, these are 6 pointers, right?
Who's bringing up Newcastle away? I'm just talking about that one singular game, that Chelsea game. Who's bringing up Newcastle?
Because I didn't go to the game. If I'm an Arsenal fan and I said I'm expecting Arsenal, I actually predicted Chelsea
But we're
to
not
win.
but we're not talking about before the game. We're talking about the context of what had happened when Caicedo got the red card. Chelsea were down to 10 men. You should be expecting someone that was going to win a title against a team that was only challenging for a title and had their best player, the player of the season so far
most
that game,
important player.
sent off.
Okay.
You should be expecting it.
Yeah,
So
especially
why
if you're
can't-
a
why
team
can't I
that's
say we could win the
great
game?
as
So,
City.
so Ram, here's the flaw in your argument. The flaw in your argument, you're discounting what the opposition does and who the opposition is.
No, but then
course,
I
you
was,
know when
but then again, I'll give the
They
credit to
say, "I'm the
opposition.
best, I'm gonna go win this game."
However, if you're a team that's challenging for a title, but personally for me, I didn't think Chelsea were going to challenge for a title this season. I think they're just a year short of challenging for the Premier League. If you're a team that's challenging for a title, that's on course to win a title, you've got to do the business against teams that have a disadvantage against you. I'm sorry.
At the same
I
time,
hear
No, man, people say I
Arsenal
don't have the same energy. I have the same energy, and I know Paz and Javon will have the same energy. Nobody here is questioning City losing to Villa away. Anybody here questioning City losing to Villa
Oh,
away?
I still do.
Ram,
Never.
you have
Never.
so high standards that you expect City and Arsenal to win every single game now. This
Things
is
you
that's
should
crazy.
know.
That doesn't happen.
You should
Right,
batter
happening
I'm
in the
still
world,
having
bro.
PTSD.
5-0,
Like
bro.
I won City losing to Villa away is something that City should just brush aside. Okay, we played Villa away. We played the team that is winning every game. We lost. We move on. If
And it's
City
away.
now, and it's away. City
we're
dropping
talking about
points to
players with time.
Brighton, losing at home to Spurs. Now,
Again, Mo, you said, what games would you say that Arsenal or City will look back and be like, oh, they should have dropped points? Of
I
course,
think only. Go ahead. Your games for both. Okay, I'm gonna give you and see which games both. I'm gonna give you the games that City and Arsenal dropped points at. This is a very good conversation. City dropped points at home against Spurs. They lost to Brighton. They lost to Villa. Who else did you lose to? I'm checking all the fixtures.
they lost to
Forget the Arsenal
It's
because it's
Newcastle, it's Brighton, Spurs.
they lost to
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay.
Villa. Those are our four
Arsenal lost to Liverpool away from home, drew to City at home, drew to Chelsea, and drew to Sunderland, and lost to Villa. Tell me which is which. Which one do you think we should start questioning?
losses.
team
I always question-
that's low down
Losing
in
to
the
Spurs at home
table.
is inexcusable for us.
Sunderland. For me, for Arsenal, I'll question Sunderland. For City, I'll question Spurs and Brighton.
But then if you want to do that, Mo, then my predictions about before the start of the season was Liverpool and Arsenal challenging for the title. Obviously, we can scrap Liverpool from this conversation, so it's literally just only Arsenal. By
So
my
you got-
logic.
So you didn't have City in a title race at all?
No,
Not a lot of
I thought
didn't
this was before
Me
you
too.
signed.
I didn't think that
Kel,
you would be
do
in
you
the
want me
title
to-
race.
do you want me to be honest?
Wow.
Before you signed Donnarumma and changed your style, I thought you were going to finish fifth. But then you signed
Me
Donnarumma. and
too.
you
I
changed your
didn't.
style.
I'm with
Then I was
Ram,
like,
and I
okay,
spoke with him before the season. I didn't see Pep Guardiola completely doing a revolution in how you play the game, and I applaud him for this, and I admire what he did for City. It's actually fantastic how you defend well, how you defend deeper. Some games you defend good, some games you don't, and that's the inconsistency.
Yeah.
But I think like he kind of changed the way you play. He's more direct, more flair.
And you're getting maximum
Way
output
more
of your
direct,
players.
yes. Like I think the direct football suits some of the players. You have the Shirkies, Foden, Doku. It suits you very, very well. And I think
been
he
saying
changed the
that
way
for
you
years.
play. You know what I mean? It suits you very well because you
But Mo,
are a
have I not-
position-based team.
But Mo, have I not said before the start of the season it was discounted Liverpool because obviously we're not in the title race anymore. It was Arsenal was going to be the ones that will be there or thereabouts.
But me and Javon agree on something that I don't think there is any questions that should happen to Arsenal apart from that Sunderland. And for City, the 2 games in the beginning at home against Spurs and again with Brighton. That's it.
And even Spurs, they normally have a shaky fixture.
By the way, you know, City, Javon, just sorry, but City don't lose to Spurs at home. They don't. This is
we lose to them.
Who's at the end?
No, they
every
lose.
year at home.
They lose.
Just to confirm.
That's their bogey team, Mo.
Yeah, we've lost multiple. We lose to them almost every season at home. Even in a lot of those years, we go on to win the title.
You lost last year to Spurs 4-0 at the Etihad, which is crazy.
Yeah, and we lost. I think the year before
I
we did
stand
the draw.
corrected.
We
They
beat them
actually
in the treble
lost.
season, but we lost to them in the 21-22 season. That was a Harry Kane.
Yeah,
Remember when Harry Kane
it's a
was
team.
just
It's
like,
a bogey
Hey,
team.
I stand
we
corrected.
lost that
Yeah,
game.
okay.
Like we lose to them at home almost every season.
Ram, you had Man City and Pep 5th, yeah?
Before they change their system and
You as well, Mo.
Not 5th, 3rd.
Okay.
Third or fourth. Third or fourth.
For me, yeah, if you're gonna
Third or
say
fourth.
you had Man City and Pep 5th, when we're talking about the second half of the season stuff, I don't want to hear you back it. You know, I really don't want to hear that.
What did I just say? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
How?
But
You're wrong.
We
You're
can't,
wrong.
we can't
wrong.
sit here and talk about
You're
Pep
wrong.
and this unbelievable second half
wrong.
of the season. He'll just make it work.
You're,
And then you think he's going to finish 5th.
you're
You know what?
completely
That's
wrong.
what I said.
Well, Mel probably thought we were going to drop a lot of points.
But
in the first half of the
even
season.
Kels knew that I said more than that. Even Kels knew that I said more than that. You just literally took half of what I said and just used it as gospel.
Because these are 2 contradictions. And then everyone's telling me, oh, when Pep smells blood, it's over. That's what you were telling
No,
me.
because what I said was I didn't think Pep had the I want to say ability, but didn't have the humility is the right word. Have the humility to change the way that his style of play, going from a very possession-based style of football to a very direct style of football. I didn't think he would have the capability of doing that, but clearly I was wrong.
You're doubting
But now
Pep
it's-
Guardiola. Wow.
Now it's a when he smells
You're
blood.
playing like this. You're playing this possession style of football. Now you've gone to a direct style of football. That is 2 completely
Bro, is
contrasting
this
styles of
consistent?
football.
I'm
We
gonna
don't- like, no,
I'm
we
gonna
don't have
respond
the
to you.
players
I'm
to
gonna
And then he
do
signed
that.
Donnarumma as well on top of that.
I'm gonna respond to you, Pazz. I'm gonna respond to you quickly about
Jimenez?
changing opinions. New information means new opinions. For me, I thought Liverpool. Okay, to be honest with you, I had no reason to believe that Liverpool would be that bad. No reason. This bad, no reason to believe. Liverpool.
Yeah, nobody did.
I had no reason to believe that Pep Guardiola would change his system. The guy coached since 2008, never changed his system. Never ever changed the way he plays. And then he does. That means he's proven me wrong. So I raise my hand and say, I was wrong. Pep had it in him to change his system. Liverpool being bad is something that I didn't expect. And you can't tell me that you sat here and expected Liverpool to be fucking 8 after a game week 8.
Now I tell you why what you said doesn't match up. Because this whole when Pep smells blood, second half of the season stuff, it wasn't from 5 minutes ago. You've got that from 5 years of Pep work. So that's an old opinion.
What?
So now what you're
Not
telling
even,
me,
not even 5 years of Pep
What
work.
is-
What part
I don't
is
understand what
saying?
you're saying.
I'll let me finish.
I don't understand. I don't even understand what you're saying.
This whole Pep second half of the season stuff and when he smells blood stuff, that is what you man have been on, yeah? That's what you know were telling me, yeah? That's not from this season. That's from the other seasons where he did a mad thing in the second half and ended up coming
Yeah,
from
worst
winning.
season
And
ever
smelling
last
blood. Yeah, so the reality is now you're telling me a second, and then you told me at the beginning of this season you had him 5th. Why? It just doesn't make sense.
I didn't have the 5th.
It's a track record.
But
Yeah.
that's why I wasn't talking to you, Mo. So I'm telling you, what he's doing, the guy in the middle at the bottom, is not consistent. You're just running off of narratives.
Oh, you're just again, you're doing half-based analysis because you just
No, I'm
took half of what I just
No, I'm not.
said and changed it completely.
Doesn't matter.
I said the way that he was playing football, the way the transfers that he got, the kind of players that they've got at that moment in time, it weren't going to work. I think the big one was the fact that their style of football were not going to get the best out of those players. And then all of a sudden, I see my man playing direct football straight to Erling Haaland and signed one of the best shot stoppers in the world in Donnarumma.
So now all of a sudden, now it's back to second half of the season. We're going to title charge.
No,
No,
I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I want to hear Javon, but like, let me do this. Bogey, jinx teams are real. I don't believe in
Yes,
these.
I do.
They are.
For me,
They are real.
I
real.
don't. Wallahi, seriously, I don't. Right? I don't believe this is
Look at
real.
what's your
I
record
think,
against
I
AC
think
Milan?
there's just bad matchups. Like,
I'm
some
gonna,
people are
so
bad matchups.
one of the reasons why, Ram, I don't believe in this jinx team, because in 8 games we won 7 in a row and drew 1, and then for the last 6 games we lost 5. Like for
I
8
would
games.
disagree with this. Like when we,
That's-
What,
that's-
Inter and
that's-
AC?
I don't
That's
think
just
it's
small.
bogey or jinx, but for example, when Man City used to come and do us 5-1, 4-0, every day it was 4 this, 3 this, 5. Like when we're going into those games, the players are going in there, especially when we had the soft man. They're going in there thinking we like this could be a pack in here today, and I'm shook. So we may not try the things we normally do. It might change some of the decisions that I'd normally make. And I don't think it's like bogey as if it's
No,
like
but okay. So Pazz, you don't want people to change their opinions. Okay, I said, and I stand by this. If City are within touching distance for Arsenal comes January, February, when there is like less than like 15 games left, that team, Pep Guardiola, always finds ways to stay within touching distance, to put pressure. Do I think this Arsenal team are gonna crumble? I don't think so. And the reason why, because I think Arsenal, this team look different, right?
But Mo,
But
I'm okay
I
with
wouldn't.
changing your opinion, but don't
but
say
Mo, I hate to say this,
Ram.
but this is where I side with Pazz.
Go
Right?
ahead.
Historically, City has the track record of doing that, but it's not the same City. So
Yes.
based on what happened last season and based on the style of play, you cannot definitively say if they're close, they're going to be able to keep up. Same like how you say Arsenal is not going to crumble, you can't definitively say
Fair enough.
City's going to keep up.
That's the thing.
I would-
But again,
I would
That's
say- you
a
said last
very
season was
that's
not
a
the
very
same
fair
team. We
argument.
still went on
So
the
you
run.
don't so you don't think that
They've got
the
a freak
City is
of
the same
nature.
as before?
I don't. So
We were
what I'm
undefeated
saying,
our
no,
last 10
they would
games
have
of
to
the
do
season in
it
the Premier
for me
League.
to believe.
but they've got a freak of nature.
So
that does
okay, so
help.
hold on. So City. So here is the thing. So we believe Arsenal are different and City are different. But your narrative is that City are the ones that have to do it to prove you wrong, but Arsenal don't.
No,
Make it make
based on
sense.
What no, see, this is where you're misconstruing my point. My point
But
is,
that's what you said.
I'm going to explain myself.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, City, who has a track record of doing this, have certain players who had done this before. Those players are not there anymore. I am not saying that they cannot figure it out to do it again, but the team has changed. It's the same thing with Arsenal. That team has changed as well. Both have to do it, but I cannot say to you now, Arsenal is in the same position where they're ahead again already. They're already ahead. It's more on a conquest, or it's more on the onus of City to go ahead and go on a winning run streak to catch Arsenal. Arsenal are already ahead. It's like a race. If I normally can catch the person up ahead, I have to beat
Arsenal
each
are
and every
only 2
time.
points ahead, and Arsenal are still
They're
going to
still
City.
ahead, Mo. My point is, Arsenal are still ahead.
You
If it
don't
comes
know
to
my
the
logic.
We're 2
I don't think
points
you know
ahead
my
of
logic.
Arsenal.
I don't think you know my logic. I've been very consistent over the years. Let me just explain to you that point.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
explain to you that point. In my opinion, always, and I've been very consistent. Ram will tell you this, Kelk will tell you this because you worked with me enough. I always say, if you are within one game and you are hosting the team at your home ground, it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've
Okay.
been consistent about this always, by the
So
way.
what I'm
you
talking
do,
about,
to be
I'm
fair,
talking
yeah.
about on the latter stages of the season when Arsenal are points clear with the 5 points, 6 points, or what. With both teams having changed, one for the better, let's say both for the better, but they changed differently. I'm saying I don't know if City can retain the same attribute to go on a 10-game winning run to keep up or to catch Arsenal. It's a fair question. I
Fair
don't
question.
think they can do it.
But we
Same
did it last
question.
season with a much worse squad. Just saying.
That's here's your answer, Javon.
Okay.
She answered
Okay.
you very straight.
Okay.
They strengthened in
We still went
January.
on the run last season with a much worse squad.
What
Go
was
look
the
at
run?
it. Go look
No,
at
you
the
don't
end of
have
our
to run.
season.
See? Wallah,
We're
I
undefeated
feel
No,
in like
like
but Mo,
them.
Mo,
Bravo, bravo.
Run.
Because
Mo, do you know
it's the
it takes?
worst. Last season, it was a worst team in the second half of the season, and they caught up. I know that why
They
they
made
caught up
top
because
four, yes.
Arsenal and
They
Liverpool
didn't
didn't
win.
play well. I'm not talking about I'm talking about the number of games and number of wins they did. If she comes, I have no answer for her. Like Kelk's point, there is no answer to it. They did it.
They didn't win.
We didn't
What do
win
you
the
mean?
title, but we still went on the run.
No.
Okay, so
Javon's
Kelk,
point
so
is that I don't see Javon's point. I don't see this City team going on a run. Her answer was, we did it with the worst squad last season.
Yeah, so
We
now
did
I'm
it.
talking to Kels. What was the stature of that run? Was it like a 10-game winning streak? What was the run?
We were undefeated in our last, like, I don't know, 9 or 10
I'm
games.
checking that now,
we
guys.
Finished,
I'm
we
checking.
finished
I'm
the
looking- I'm
season with the most wins in 2025 out of every team in the Premier League for the season.
I remember that stat.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to
Okay.
pull it up. I don't have the exact.
Then if that's the case and it's replicatable, then we'll see what happens.
So when did you start, Kel? When did the run start?
I'm pulling up the results really fast.
From
I'm
game week
sorry.
29, right?
No, I think it was sooner than that. Okay, we lost. Okay, I know we lost the Liverpool game.
So yeah,
When I was
Tottenham
away.
City away.
We won that game though. We won the Tottenham game.
So you won.
Actually, I don't think that's a massive run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 wins, 3 draws. I wouldn't call that
Yeah,
a run.
A
I
calm run.
wouldn't call that a run.
This is what you've based your whole thesis off.
No,
So I wouldn't call that a run, Kelk, to be honest. I
But-
wouldn't call
but-
that a
but-
magnificent run. That is,
all it could do.
That's
All
Villa on a better run right now.
all it takes is one transfer. Like you saw what happened with when we signed Luis Diaz in 21-22. One transfer, and we
You're
went on a,
basing your thesis off a transfer that hasn't happened.
Okay, yeah, the last game we lost was in March.
So
against
do Man
Nat
City sign
Forest.
players in January, Faz? Did they sign City players?
Wait to base your whole thesis off of a person you don't even know is coming.
No,
in.
it's- oh
You don't
my
even.
but
There's not even a rumor.
my point about this is that
Jesus, bruv.
currently
Maybe
I would side with Javon a little bit because already this season we have seen Arsenal go on an 8-game winning streak with clean sheets. So there is closer evidence for Arsenal doing this now, like let's just like a month ago. So I agree with Javon. I checked that run. I thought like City went to like a 12-13 game, like when they like dropped points in like 2 games. or
That's
something
what
like
he was speaking. You would think
Yeah,
that.
we do-
So-
but
so-
we-
but
the
I-
point is
bro,
we
I
do
went
this
and
every
fact
season.
checked.
Every
fact
season.
Yeah, but Javon's point is this is a different City team.
So
Bro,
if we're gonna,
all
if
these
we're gonna
players
use
that
that
we know to
logic,
doing that, like the KDBs, all these guys, they're in gunch now. We need to adapt.
Yeah, we did the run last
Gundogan.
season
they've
without
got
Rodri.
a freak of nature, bro. They've got a freak of nature up front.
No. You can say that. All I want is your opinion to be based on the players that are at the club now. And if that is the same opinion, then cool. That's cool with me. But let's not have the opinions from people who are just not here anymore. They're gone
Yeah.
now.
And that's
Right.
my point. And that's
That's
why when
all.
I said if they do it, fears. But I have to see it being done.
Let's make our opinion on what they've got right now. Tell me about what Turkey's going to do in the second half of the season.
Shall we
Don't-
come? If we're
I
gonna
think
use, if
Turkey's
we're
just
gonna,
gonna get
no,
better.
but Mo, if we're gonna,
Turkey's already very good.
No, but I
Turkey's
wouldn't
Habibi,
even debate
no.
that. I wouldn't even debate that Shirk is gonna get better. So is Eze gonna get better. So is Odegaard coming back. Like similar, like Marmoush, like
Yeah.
both teams
No,
have the same argument. By the way, I'm gonna tell you,
anything.
both teams have
Okay,
the same argument. I believe Nouri will be a good rotation because Nouri is a very good player. I love Nouri. I think he's going to be a fantastic player for City. Like I can go both. I can go
Mo,
both.
can we say
And
this
you're
about
also
Arsenal that
forgetting,
they're guaranteed to have
our
another
most important
poor.
player will be coming
Not
back
only this
during the
poor
season.
rut will happen, but there'll
Go
also
ahead.
be another one at the later down the season because there's always 2 ruts.
Say that again. No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat
The
that? Again?
the last couple of seasons, I'm looking right now. Arsenal have had 2 patches where they're in very bad form, whereas like a draw, loss, or a draw, loss, or a draw, loss.
Our bad form right now is draw, win, loss.
This is your bad form now. But
That's
you're gonna
our
have another. But if we're
That's
gonna,
our terrible form.
that's literally the similar amount of
If
form that you
we
have.
repeat this form again, we'll win the league.
You know, that's
We'll
not a
probably
bad
have a
sign,
rut
that's
in
not
January, February.
That's not a bad
This is
point.
not-
Then
Right.
we
Mo,
tend
if
to end it.
Arsenal are favorites, why do people say they haven't won anything? Because they haven't.
You haven't won anything. Sorry.
Because they haven't.
So hold on.
They won
hold on.
shit.
Because you still haven't won. By the way, being favorites, it doesn't mean you won it. Like
Facts.
in the beginning of the season, Liverpool were favorites before a ball was kicked.
By
In the
the
first
way,
5 games,
20,
in the first 5 games, looking at how Liverpool won the games and the squad and Isak and Salah and blah blah blah,
Liverpool are favourites, but that
By the-
means they haven't won it.
By the
That's
way,
a fact, right?
2018-19, when we're top, people kept on saying that we didn't win the league in like 30 odd years.
The
But
context is also we've played a lot of our very tough fixtures already, like, and we're still top of the league. Like, there's a lot.
We're coming up to the
majority
halfway
of
point.
the big teams have to
I
come
think
to
a lot of
Euro.
teams have played a lot of their tough fixtures already too.
I mean, again, like I understand that. Like, for example, if I say Havertz is injured, you could then come back and say Domino's is injured. Like, I understand that other people also have issues.
No.
But like, the reality is, I'm talking about Arsenal. So for me, if we're talking about, is there going to be another bad run of form? I think, for example, all of those. For one, if injuries get any worse from here, it would be an unprecedented amount of injuries. So for me, I don't think our squad availability gets worse from here, and our fixtures definitely don't get worse from here. So for me, like, it's all positive from my side. Like, I expect to convert.
Then we shouldn't be favourites. No,
Who
you
the
are.
hell said that?
Yeah, you are the favorite.
Who said that?
Nobody said
AMT,
you
who
aren't.
said that? What does that even mean?
Pazz is just going off on another one because of this whole when City smell blood. It's a possibility, bro. Like, that's a possibility.
So the thing I've gone off on is I want your opinion to be based on what's going on today. That's
I love this.
Manchester City have got a freak of nature. How about that?
And stop pretending like you're just
freak of nature coming back from injury too.
You're not consistent, buddy.
What freak of nature do you have?
I love
what freak of
like,
nature do you have?
Rodri?
Go on.
Rodri.
No, I meant Pazz. What freak of nature do you have?
What do you mean, what freak of nature do we have?
Do you have Erling Haaland in your team?
Gabriel's a freak of nature.
Oh,
he is a freak of nature.
Rodri.
So Arsenal are
Rodri's two players in
three.
one. That's what you were missing that big time. So
you don't love this Rodri guy, bro. I hope he is what you don't hope he's gonna be.
By the way, I still think you're favourites. By the way, I still think you're favourites, but to rule out City at this moment in time is
nobody did. Nobody did.
But what we do then? What we arguing
about? You're the only person that ruled them out, buddy, by saying they're gonna finish fifth. It's just you. It's you're the only person. He's just
gonna say this. He's just gonna say something again.
Did that though? Who else said?
No. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. Kels, what did I say? What did I say about City before the start of the season? The whole thing.
You told us already.
No.
You expected that to remember?
Mo, tell him, please tell him.
Yeah, but you said that you don't think that City is gonna be the same City as before, and now you change your opinion, which is similar to me. I don't know what. There's no shame in this. There's no
bro. Because they're no longer playing the system that's not gonna get the best out of their players. If you're going to play a system that gets the maximum output of your players, then what we're doing.
You're so hypocritical because you're asking us to analyze what we see in front of us today. Yet when we analyze what we see in front of us today, you don't like it. It is very strange.
And by the way, I changed my. Wait, Mo.
He literally just told us.
Mo, did I not change my opinion when I saw the Arsenal game?
If you're flip-flopping, hold
on, change my opinion when I saw the Arsenal game.
Hold on. Because Mo, for example, when his opinion changed, he says, you know what? This happened. This changed my opinion. Ram always comes and says, from the beginning of the season, I always thought, I said this from the beginning.
He never did this.
From the beginning, this guy, ask him.
He never did this.
He's been doing this. He got on the show. Big man, your opinion changed. Just own the flippy flappy thing, bro. Just own it.
How is the flippy flappy thing? How is it?
See, Mo? He said he's not flipping and flopping. You own the flip flop.
What did I tell? When did I say it? When did I say it? When they signed Donnarumma. When they signed Donnarumma, I changed the style of football.
I don't know what day it is, so my opinion
Here we go.
Every game week. Just say that, bro.
Literally, I literally just said they changed their style of football to get the best out of their players, and they also brought in a world-class shot stopper in Donnarumma.
Let's get some predictions. Let's get some predictions for the weekend. Leopard in the tree, then. Let's get it. Let's get
you better win this league title, bro. Because if you don't, brother, you're gonna be done.
I can't wait for the meltdown when City overtake Arsenal. Not far away, guys. German Chica Wing, fantastic super chat. Predictions: Javon, Everton, Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. I know 2-1 Chelsea.
Everyone here agree that Chelsea will win the game?
No, they could draw.
No, I think it's a draw.
Is it at Everton?
No, it's the
Stamford Bridge.
Everton think they could draw because they can
Everton
slow
are
block.
in the form table right now.
And don't forget, and Jack Grealish, he's carrying that team right now. So
Skilly Mandai is coming for you, bro.
Okay,
That's the
Man-
advantage. I know we have to go to Everton, but when we face Everton, we don't face Jack Grealish, so that's a big advantage that no other team gets.
And you might not face Endai because I think he goes
okay,
out for
German
AFCON.
chicken wing. So who's Crystal Palace?
No,
versus
I think we
City?
go later
away
this
at
season.
Palace.
At
away at
Palace.
Palace.
I'm hoping.
Um,
I'm hoping.
Yo,
I'm
can you
kinda
just pick the
flip-flopping on-
predictions,
I think,
please?
I don't think we lose, but I'm not confident enough to say we're going to win. But if we win, it'll be like a 2-1 or something. It'll be a really tight game.
Okay.
I'm hoping you draw so I can come here with chest, even more chest. That's what I'm.
All right. I know. I don't know what. Liverpool for me are
That could
unknown.
be a
I
fun
don't know.
game. That could be an open
1-0.
like 3-4 game or something.
I'm
like
gonna
that. That
hoping
could be
go.
1-0.
fun.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm hoping 1-0.
Liverpool.
I want a clean sheet, bro.
Actually,
I just want a clean
is
sheet.
it at Anfield or Brighton?
Is that Anfield? Is that Anfield? Is that
At
Anfield?
Anfield. But Anfield doesn't mean anything for Liverpool now these days. It
Two,
doesn't.
You didn't need to say that. Why say that, bro?
2-2. 2-2.
Neutral ground. Wembley.
2-2. It's Brighton. 2-2.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, I think Arsenal will smash Wolves. That's
Yeah, that's going to
if
be like
Arsenal,
a
if
3-4,
Arsenal don't
5-0,
win,
like
If
that.
we don't beat
why?
Wolves, we're new
You're an
If you
embarrassment.
don't
No,
beat-
if you don't
if
win,
you
if you
don't
don't
beat
beat Wolves, you're an
Wolves-
embarrassment for the league.
If we
no,
can
no,
be
no.
there for first points, I'm
If you don't
changing
beat-
everything.
No.
Don't change it. No, you can't do the
You know
thing,
what?
bro.
I'm gonna be so
No, you
humble.
can't do the flippy
I'm gonna
floppy thing, bro.
I'm gonna say, my name is Ram, and I don't think Arsenal are at the level yet because new information has come now, and I don't think that we're gonna win. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the
You know what the
Rams.
funny thing is? Did I ever say that? Did I ever say that?
Right, well,
I've
again,
always
again,
maintained Arsenal are the
again,
favourites.
again,
I've always said.
again,
I've also said up in time. What are we doing here?
Come here, Ram.
But then
Guys,
Arsenal fans
yeah,
gonna
Ram,
say,
yeah, bro.
Arsenal fans are gonna say, "Oh, Ram don't like Arsenal. You don't give them credit." Shut the fuck up, bro.
Come
I'm
here,
giving you enough
Before
credit,
we
bro.
end the show, people, make sure to check out OK Jersey to get shirts like this. Of course, pick up everyone that is here. The Final Whistle podcast, Javon's channel in the description as well. The Ram stand in the description. True City fan, and also the one and only Pazz, the creator with the bounty of shorts, Instagrams, and TikToks. Of course, guys, we're very close to 300 likes. So if you can get us there, I would really appreciate it. We actually passed the 200 likes. We choose the target, hit the like button, subscribe. This will take you to Football Terrace 6-sided with Terry Flowers and the rest of them. I will see you guys tomorrow on Unfiltered Podcast. And we're out of here, people.